We are in a like battle with the Niners channel, a like war, rather, as we are at about 1,200 likes here on the channel this week. Got some catching up to do. We don't want to just beat the 49ers on the field, but we want to beat them off the field as well and prove that we have the best fans anywhere, and they're right here on Seahawks Today. So go ahead and like today's video to show some love for your Seattle Seahawks and Seattle's Seahawks Today. Seahawks are already 1-0, and I think one of the reasons why they're 1-0 is because of the likes that we had before. So don't be the guy that is the reason why the Seahawks lose. Like today's video for a Seahawks win against the San Francisco 49ers. Seahawks and Niners, a divisional battle between these two teams as the Seahawks coming off a win against the Denver Broncos, the San Francisco 49ers coming off a loss against the Chicago Bears. And this game, every single year, always provides some excitement of some sort. Doesn't matter if the game's in Seattle or Santa Clara. These two teams do not like each other, and they put on quite a show. And now we see Trey Lance for the first time as the full-time starter for the San Francisco 49ers, facing Geno Smith. Folks, we're in for a treat. It will be an ugly day in Santa Clara on Sunday, as we are looking at a lot of rain coming down. The over-under set at about 41.5. I think the point totals aren't going to be very high for this game. You're going to be running the ball, running through the rain. The Niners struggled with that last week. Rain is another day in Seattle as far as I'm concerned. Seahawks, 10-point underdogs. I'll give you my pick coming up later on. But I got to tell you that bet you can make right now on BetUS, promo code Seahawks125, chatsports.com/bet. I have no idea how you would not be betting on the Seahawks this week as 10-point underdogs. I mean, take that money, folks. That's free money. I mean, not only do you get the 125% deposit bonus with $125 to spend for free when you put $100 down, but then a 10-point line to work with as well. Hammer that, folks. Put your money on the Seahawks to cover this week against San Francisco. All right. So with that, you don't have to make a bet right now. Predict the score. How are things going to work out for the Seahawks against the Niners? Let us know in the chat what the score will be for the Seahawks. Will we see a win? Will it be a Niners win? Let us know in the comments section. Seahawks, Niners, put a score on it. Here are my keys to victory for the Seahawks against the Niners. First and foremost is force Trey Lance to beat you. Look, Trey Lance has made 3 career starts at this point in his career. And nothing he has shown has left anything to be desired. The jury is still out on Trey Lance. Trey Lance, right now, has not played like a starting quarterback in the National Football League. 46% completion percentage last week. I know it was raining. I know it was ugly and all that. But the Bears are not a good football team. I mean, 46%? That's horrific. Trey Lance has looked bad. And if I'm the Seahawks, I would say, fine, Trey Lance, you try to beat us. We're going to load the box, and we're going to stop the run. Trey Lance, I dare you. I triple dog dare you to try to take us on and beat us. I would take my chances on that. A young quarterback that has not played well, force him into making mistakes, all that, do it. I dare you. Number 2, offensively for Seattle, got to establish the run. And you look for this Seahawks team as they take on this San Francisco bunch. We mentioned the weather and all that. To me, this plays well to the Seahawks' advantage of what they want to do to run the football. And although the Seahawks are a team that wants to run the football a lot, realistically, the ground game last week against Denver, even though the Seahawks won, wasn't that great. Rashaad Penny, 12 carries, 60 yards. Geno Smith had 6 carries for 14 yards. Travis Homer had 1 carry for 2 yards. It didn't go great for Seattle running the football. But I have good news for you. Kenneth Walker III is going to make his debut on Sunday. I don't know how much he's going to play. First came back from this hernia injury. I'm sure they want to ease him into things. But at least you have the option for him there. for him to make an impact, to rotate in with this running back rotation. So, I like this Seahawks running back room. Kenneth Walker III will be a nice addition to have. Don't know how much he'll play, but just having him back is a positive, and the run numbers should go up a bit. I think the Seahawks will run the ball more. They'll see more yardage as well. I'm running it all day over this San Francisco defense. More yards on Sunday. Rashaad Penny or Kenneth Walker III? That's our pin comment today. Is Kenneth Walker III good enough, healthy enough wise, and is he going to provide that spark where he gets the workload, or is it Rashaad Penny's workload on Sunday? Let us know in the comments section. Type RP for Rashaad Penny. Type KW3 for Kenneth Walker III. Let us know either way. RP for Rashaad Penny, KW3 for Kenneth Walker III. Let me know. And you got to make sure that you are subscribed to Seahawks Today. We're going to be doing another watch party on Sunday. We'll start about 15 minutes before kickoff for the Seahawks and the 49ers. We will be doing a pregame show, reacting to this game in real time, and also a live postgame mailbag as well right here on the channel for this matchup. We're doing these watch parties all year long, and I got to tell you, this Sunday is going to be a treat. You're going to want to make sure that you're here and all your friends are here as well, because it is going to be a dandy of a time coming up Sunday. We'll get started. Kickoff is just after 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock West Coast time. So get here, be a part of what we're doing. It's going to be a fun time for Seahawks and Niners. Whether you can watch the game or not, we're going to tell you everything you need to know about this game. Join us on Sunday, youtube.com/Seahawks TV to subscribe today. Next up, got to contain Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is one of the most explosive players in all of football. Remember, not too long ago, he demanded a trade. He wanted out of San Francisco. But the Niners did everything they could to keep him. They got him a new deal. They told him he wasn't going to run the football as much. But based on the numbers last week, he still ran the ball a decent amount. 8 carries, 52 yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. And as explosive as Deebo Samuel is, game planning for him is so difficult. Because whether it's as a receiver or a backfield, I mean, he's one place and then the next moment he's over here. I mean, it's so hard to keep up with him. If you could contain him to some extent, and granted, he's still going to get his. If you can take away Deebo Samuel, that will go a long way. I can tell you that right now. Just containing him to some extent, avoid from letting him get those big plays. Watch out. That'll certainly help you as far as that goes. Chicago, they let him get the carries, but holding him just 14 receiving yards, you'll take that any day. Number 4 on my keys to the game this week. I would say you got to focus in the passing game of getting the ball to the big receivers. And here's what I mean by that. Geno Smith, we have talked about a lot on this show, played good, really good on Monday. And one of the things that he did in particular, and you always wonder how a new quarterback is going to gel with the offense, Geno Smith was much more comfortable with the big receivers than he was the shorter guys. And the numbers here, to me, are really fascinating. Here's the difference, what I'm talking about here. Geno Smith against Denver, to receivers that were 6'4" and taller, accounted for 15 catches, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Okay? Now, the numbers of him, comparably speaking, to receivers that were shorter than that, 5'10" or less, were not even close. 8 catches, 57 yards, no touchdowns. Okay? So Geno Smith, at least right now anyway. Now, Tyler Lockett and those guys, you would hope, are able to get more involved in the offense and that he could get more comfortable with those guys. But for the time being, Geno Smith favors getting it to the big fellas. DK, Will Dissly, Colby Parkinson, Noah Fant. And so if I'm Geno Smith, knowing where your comfort level's at, and Shane Waldron with this offense calling the plays, I would do what I can to make things easy for Geno and get to those bigger receivers. That's what I would focus on. Size matters, folks. And I think that for Geno, that would be the goal. What you want to do to put him in the best position to succeed is get the ball to those playmakers with those large body frames, as far as I'm concerned. Confidence level going into Sunday. Seahawks are 1-0. Now taking on this Niners team. You feeling good? You look good, you feel good, you play good. It looks good on Monday. Get paid good, too. What's your confidence level going into Sunday? Let me know in the comments section. Scale it 1 through 100. Is it a 69 maybe? I don't know. Confidence level. You tell me. How are you feeling going into Sunday? What's your confidence level? Let me know. Last but not least, win the turnover battle. And I feel like I could say this one about every week, right? Kind of goes without saying, but we had to throw that in there. And here's the numbers. Last week against Denver. Seattle won the turnover battle by 1. 2 turnovers to 1. But it was still significant. Based on, what was it, a 1-point game? I mean, 1 possession. The difference, right? Last week, compared to Denver, they recovered 2 fumbles, lost a fumble, no interceptions either way. Seattle had 2 takeaways. I think it's important, not only for Geno Smith and company to take care of the football and protect it in their own right, but also to continue to force those takeaways as well will be a big deal to win that turnover battle. So there you have it. Those are my keys to victory. Let's see if the Seahawks can pull it off on Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers. If the Seahawks do these 5 things, I can guarantee a Seahawks victory if they do these 5 things. But they got to do these 5 things, okay? Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. We will see you next time. If you made it to the end of today's video, that means that you are a real one. Spam real one in the comments section to show yourselves out. We appreciate you. We will see you next time here on Seahawks Today.